COVR, California Online Voter Registration Training. Presented by the California Secretary of State, Elections Division. Introduction to COVR. The California Online Voter Registration, COVR system, allows applicants to register or pre-register to vote online. You can also use COVR to check your voter registration status. The link to COVR is registertovote.ca.gov. You can use COVR to register online up to 15 days before an election. Within 14 days of an election, you can print out your online application and complete the registration process in person at your county elections office, polling place, or vote center. To complete your online voter registration, you will need to provide your date of birth, California driver's license or identification card number, and the last 4 digits of your Social Security number. If you do not have a driver's license or identification card number, or a Social Security number, you can still register to vote online. You will need to take additional steps later on to complete your registration. The California Online Voter Registration website. At registertovote.ca.gov, you can click the option to register to vote, pre-register to vote, or check your voter registration status. If you would like to complete the voter registration application in a different language, you may select your language preference from 9 different languages. Navigating COVR. A red asterisk next to a section indicates that the information is required. Click Next at the bottom of each page to continue to the next page. If you have left a required field blank, you will be prompted to complete it. COVR Page 1. Classification. You must select one of the options indicating that you are a U.S. citizen and either a resident of California or a military or overseas voter. Click Next to proceed to Page 2. Military and overseas voters will be directed to a slightly different page 2 than California residents. COVR page 2. Qualifications. If you choose the first option on page 1, you will see the Qualifications section at the top of page 2. If you are a U.S. citizen and resident of California, check the box. You must also indicate that you are either 18 or older, or 16 or 17 years old and want to pre-register. Military and overseas voters will not see the Qualifications section on page 2. Personal information. There are several subsections that fall under the Extended Personal Information section on page 2. We will go over each of them in turn. Legal name. You must enter your full first and last name. You do not have to enter a middle name. However, you should enter your middle name or initial if one appears on your California driver's license or identification card. Email address and phone number. These items are optional but recommended. County elections officials may use this information to contact you if there is a problem with your registration. Military and overseas voters will enter their email address and phone number in a later section. Date of birth. Your date of birth is required information. You must enter the month, day, and year of your birth. Place of birth. Under this section, you must select the U.S. state or territory or the foreign country or region of your birth. Military and overseas voters will not see this section. Identification. You must enter your California driver's license or identification card number, if you have one. If you do not have a driver's license or identification card number, you must check the box below the entry field. You must also provide the last 4 digits of your Social Security number, if you have one. If you do not, you must check the box below the Social Security number field. If you leave either field blank but do not check the corresponding box, You will receive an error message when you hit Next at the bottom of page 2. Ethnicity/race. You may select your ethnicity/race from the drop-down menu. This field is optional. Language preference. If you would like to receive election materials in a language other than English, you should select your language preference here. You must select a language preference to receive non-English voting materials, even if you are completing the voter registration in a language other than English. Home and mailing address. There are several components to the home and mailing address section. We will provide instructions for each step. For military and overseas voters, this section is titled California Residence Address. Home address. At the top of the home and mailing address section, you must select either I have a street address or I do not have a street address. If you have a street address, you must enter that address along with your city, zip code, and county. This address cannot be a business address or a P.O. box. If you select I do not have a street address, a field will appear in which you can enter a description of where you live using cross streets or other landmarks. You must also select the county in which you live. You can still register to vote if you are experiencing homelessness. Military and overseas voters must enter a street address in the California Residence Address section, which cannot be a business address or P.O. box. Below the home address section are two checkboxes. My mailing address is different from my home address, and I was previously registered or pre-registered to vote. You may check both boxes, one box, or neither box if neither applies to you. For military and overseas voters, the I was previously registered or pre-registered to vote checkbox appears beneath the legal name section. Mailing address. If you check the box indicating that your mailing address is different from your home address, the mailing address field will appear. The address you enter here can be a P.O. box or a business address. Previous registration. If you check the box indicating that you were previously registered to vote, the previous registration fields will appear. These fields are optional, but the information will help the county elections official to locate and update your registration. Ballot delivery. Military and overseas voters only. If you are a military or overseas voter, you have the option to receive your ballot by mail, email, or fax. You must select your first preference for ballot delivery. You may also select a second and third preference in case there is any difficulty delivering your ballot by your preferred method. Where to send my ballot? Military and overseas voters only. As a military or overseas voter, you must provide an address where your ballot will be transmitted. There are also fields to provide your email address, fax number, and phone number. If you selected email or fax as your preference in the previous ballot delivery section, the corresponding field will become a required field. Political party preference. You may select a political party preference by choosing a political party from the drop-down menu or entering a different party into the Other field. If you do not want to choose a political party, you should select the button for No Party/None. Military and overseas voters will see the political party preference section on page 3. Click the Next button to continue to page 3. If you have left any required fields blank, you will be prompted to complete them before continuing. COVR, page 3. Vote by mail. Under the Vote by Mail in All Elections section, select Yes to become a permanent vote by mail voter and receive a ballot in the mail before each election. Select No if you do not want to receive a mailed ballot. Please note that if you live in a Voters' Choice Act county, VCA, you will receive a ballot in the mail even if you do not request one. For more information about VCA counties, visit www.sos.ca.gov/elections/voters-choice-act/. State Voter Information Guide. Under State Voter Information Guide, select Yes or No to whether you would like to receive the State Voter Information Guide by mail before each statewide election. If another person in your household requests a State Voter Information Guide, one will be mailed to your address even if you do not request one. County Voter Information Guide. Under County Voter Information Guide, select Yes or No to whether you would like to receive the County Voter Information Guide by mail before each election. If you select No, you will receive an electronic notification from your county when the Voter Information Guide becomes available. If your county does not provide electronic notifications, a County Voter Information Guide will still be mailed to you. Volunteer on Election Day. You have the option to check a box indicating that you would like to be a poll worker on Election Day, or that you can provide an Election Day polling place. If you check the poll worker box, a list of languages will appear and you may select any languages that you speak. Help filling out this form. If someone helped you to fill out the online voter registration form, you must select Yes under the Help Filling Out This Form section, and the individual who helped you must provide their name and address. Consent to use signature. In order to complete your voter registration online, you must select Yes to consent to the use of your Department of Motor Vehicles DMV signature. This will allow the DMV to send an electronic copy of the signature from your driver's license or identification card to the California Secretary of State. If you select No, you will have two different options to choose from on page 5 to complete your registration. Affirmation. You must check the box to affirm your eligibility to register or pre-register and the truth and accuracy of your application. Click the Next button to continue to page 4. If you have left any required fields blank, you will be prompted to complete them before continuing. Review your voter registration application. Review your completed voter registration application to ensure you have entered all your information accurately. If you find any errors or omissions, click Edit at the bottom of the page. You will be returned to an earlier page of the application where you can add to or change your information. If the application is complete and correct, click Submit. Signature needed. If the DMV cannot find your signature, or you did not give consent to use your DMV signature, you have two options to complete your application. You can print and sign your application and mail it to your county elections office, or submit the application without a signature. If you submit without a signature, you will be mailed a document to sign and return. Application complete. Unless you get redirected to the Signature Needed screen, your voter registration application is now complete. You may print a copy of your application for your records or request an electronic receipt through your email.